Hello students, welcome to science lecture. Today we are starting with our lesson number 4, disaster management. Disaster. What do you mean by disaster? Disaster is the sudden event that causes large scale damage to life, property and social aspects of a nation and society. Okay, it is a sudden unexpected event or accident that causes great damage or loss of life, property, and social aspects such as income, employment, education, health, etc. etc. Okay, so these are the social aspects of our nation. So, disaster is a sudden or we can say unexpected event which occurs and which causes great damage to the life, property, and the social aspects of the nation and society. So, there are two types of disasters, man made and natural. Disasters that occur due to the human actions are said to be man made disasters. For example, bomb blasts, leakage of chemicals, etc. These are the examples of man made disasters. Whereas disasters that occurs naturally due to the ecological imbalance are called as natural disasters. For examples, disasters such as cyclones, floods, drought, etc. are examples of natural disasters. Okay, so disaster is the sudden unexpected event that causes large scale damage to life, property and social aspects of a nation and society, and there are two types of disasters, man made and natural. Okay, now here are some examples of the disasters that occurred in the past years. On 30th September 1993, massive earthquake occurred in Kelari village of Latur district. Due to that earthquake, lot of people died and some of the people also suffered a great loss of their properties and their houses. On 26th July 2005, Mumbai city suffered with the torrential rains causing a deluge. Torrential rains means extremely heavy rains and a deluge means severe floods. So, the city suffered with the heavy rains causing floods. During that time, hundreds of people died due to that floods. Next is, on 30th July 2014, landslide occurred in Marine village of Ambegaon Taluka in Pune district. During that landslide, whole village was destroyed. Whole village was got buried under the ground. Hundreds of people lost their lives and their properties also. And the last is, in November 2015, floods occurred in Chennai. During that floods, many people died. Okay, they lost their lives, they lost their houses. Okay, so these are some of the examples of disasters which occurred in the past years. Important disasters. We are going to study about some important disasters in this lesson. The first is earthquake. Vibrations and cracking up of the earth's crust is known as earthquake. These vibrations occurs due to the movement in the interior of the earth releases some tremendous amount of energy causing the vibrations. This causes waves called as seismic waves which leads to the movement of earth's surface and hence earth's surface shakes and cracks up. Such vibrations are called as earthquake. Sometimes human actions like mining, construction of big dams, bridges, etc. This can also lead to the earthquakes. Earthquake has adverse effects such as it causes destruction of the infrastructure like buildings, bridges, roads, railway tracks, etc. The flow of the rivers changes the directions. Excessive loss of life and property, etc. etc. So these are some of the effects of the earthquake. Okay. Now next is floods. The main reason for floods is heavy rains. Because of excessive rainfall, floods occurs. Due to heavy rains, rivers overflows its banks. This results in floods. In big cities, water drainage systems may fall short. So this can result in choking of gutters and drainage lines. Because of this choking of gutters and drainage lines, during floods, water gets accumulated at one place in very large amount. Although excessive rainfall is the only reason for causing floods. So during floods, the water starts flowing on the roads, in the railway tracks, okay, in the fields. The water gets entered into the fields, okay, and it destroys the fertility of the soil, resulting in soil erosion. The crops in the fields get destroyed. Then there are also some after effects of floods, of like various diseases such as malaria, dengue, etc. Okay, get spread. So in this way, floods affect the health of the people. Okay, so floods also have very bad, very adverse effects on the environment. Okay. Next is storms. The formation of high and low air pressure belts in the atmosphere causes changes in weather. Pressure belts means there are different waves in the atmosphere, which leads to some changes in the weather. This high and low waves or pressure belts in the atmosphere results in strong winds or storms. Generally, there is different temperature in different areas. This difference in temperature causes strong winds. These winds blow from high temperature areas to low temperature areas. This difference causes storms. So generally, storms are accompanied with heavy rains, wind or lightning. Storm also has different adverse effects on the environment. The storm affected regions undergo great damages. There may be tremendous loss of life and property. The electricity supply may get disrupted. Transport and communication is also disrupted. Okay. So it has very bad or adverse effect on the environment. Last is forest fires. Forest fires occurs in the forest or pasture land or grasslands. Pasture land means the lands where animals graze. Okay, so it is called as pasture land. Generally, during summer season, the leaves of the trees becomes dry and these leaves get rubbed against each other. This rubbing causes friction between them, which results in forest fires. These fires spreads very rapidly in the dense forest areas. Forest fires can be occurred naturally and also due to human actions. So this forest fires causes great damage to the biodiversity and to the natural wealth. It also causes air pollution in large proportion. So forest fire is the also disaster which has very adverse effect on biodiversity and the natural wealth. So these are the main disasters which causes great damage to the environment: the earthquake, floods, storms and the forest fires. So in the next lecture we will learn about the disaster management. Okay, today we will stop here. So till that, stay safe, stay healthy and take care. Thank you.